Hello, Mr. Heeb here, and today we're going to look at checking to see if a password meets certain specifications. If you ever have to type in a password, sometimes it'll give an error message like not enough uppercase letters or not enough lowercase letters or too many of this, too little of that. So here we're going to talk about how a computer can do that. So first off, we're going to start with some of the stuff that we had before, but now we're going to type in some password. We're going to change that later on, but we're going to start with a given password, and I just put some things in there. So what we want to do is count up how many letters of that are lowercase are there, how many digits, how many of each thing. So we need a variable for that, for each one. So I'm going to say num letters, and say, well, let's start all of these off at 0. Alright, so those are all starting at 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the password. I'm going to check each letter at a time and see if it is a letter, a digit, an uppercase, or a character. So how I do that is I say for I in password. Now I don't think you've seen me do this in this class. Ooh, I forgot a word. For I in password. Now usually you see me say for I in range, something like that. But when I say for I in password, what it does is it looks at the string and it looks at every letter. And here we're going to print this one letter out at a time. You can see it looked at H, printed it, looked at the @ symbol and printed it, and so on all the way down. So what we can do is for I in password. So first it's going to look at the H in password. What do we want to do? First, let's check to see if it is a letter. So we want to see if I is in that list of letters. So we'll say list letter. Now, a string can't really just check to see if something is in there, so it's easier if we move it and make it a list. So if it is in there, let's increase the number of letters by 1. Now there's two ways to do this. There's we can say equals num letters plus 1, like that, or there's a shorter way where we can say plus equals 1. It's kind of a shorthand way of writing that. It's just iterating up by 1. It's just moving it from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 2. If that letter is, if the first thing is a letter, it increases that by 1. So, and we're going to do that for each of these. So not just the letters. Oop. We're going to do it for the letters. If that is a digit, if it's in digits, the number of digits goes up by 1. If it is in the uppercase, the number of uppercase goes up by 1. If it is, what's our last one? Characters? If I in list characters, then num characters goes up by 1. So we're really just keeping track of how many letters, how many digits, how many uppercase, and how many characters that we have. And so when we do this, let's just print this out just to see if it's working. So I'm just going to print the number of letters, num digits, num uppercase, and then num characters. Alright, so if everything's going as planned, when I run this, it's going to count up how many. So 7, 2, 2, 1. And you can come back and look at our password and see if we have 7 lowercase letters, 2 digits. Yeah, it looks like it is following how we expect it to.